Executive Committee, Angelina Ngalula, representing the owners of the nightclubs who have been blamed for noise pollution. The TPSF chairperson says the solution has been found after both parties met and held talks.
Mapungufu hapa kwenye vifaa vya kupimia.
There are shortcomings in measuring devices that are imported into this country because they do not have the required quality. We're asking TBS to set standards so that we can get devices that are our standards.
Kiwango kinachokubalika vifaa vya kisasa.
And now it is the time of the chairperson of the council, President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, directs the private sector to build enough hotels to accommodate the surge of tourists, especially from next year.
Kwa hiyo private sector, hiyo ni fursa muhimu.
For the private sector, this is an important opportunity to build accommodations for tourists. And I strongly request that the government speed up the process of issuing permits. But the most important thing is for the sector itself to make adjustments so that visitors will come back and recommend their colleagues to come too.
Na wanarekomendi wenzao kuja.
Dr. Samia welcomes any local or international investor willing to invest in mobile phone assembling in the country to improve even further access to communication.
Tunapokwenda kwenye uchumi imara, uchumi wa kidigitali.
In a strong and a digital economy, citizens should have smartphones. They'll be able to enter and get business information, weather information, health information, and various things. So this is an opportunity for the private sector to assemble smartphones that will be favorable to the Tanzanian environment, and our citizens who live in the villages can use them. If someone is ready to come tomorrow, I will give the individual the opportunity.
The private sector will continue to improve and set better systems to secure growth of the
3-day working visit, where she's expected to visit various strategic projects implemented in the region, including the construction of the Kigongo-Busisi JP Magufuli Bridge, construction of MV Mwanza, and a 5-star hotel, which is being built by the National Social Security Fund, NSSF. Speaking to the heads of public institutions in the Mwanza region, the Mwanza Regional Commissioner Amos Makala says President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan is also expected to officiate Sukuma Cultural Festival known as Bulabo, which will be held at Bujora Museum located in Kisesa in Magu District. Here's a report by Moses Matthew, read by Rose Shire.
The construction of a modern ship MV Mwanza Hapa Kazi 2, which is being implemented by the government at a cost of 108.5 billion shillings, has reached 84%.
The current ship will be officially handed over to us in September 2023, and we expect that once they are done with the routine procedure for handing over the ship, we will start providing services by the end of this year.
The construction of the strategic projects of the modern SGR railway section from Mwanza to Isaka in Shinyanga region, as well as the Kigongo-Busisi bridge, are also on the list.
The project is ongoing, and overall we have reached 31%. The general cost of the project is 3 trillion Tanzanian shillings. So far, the contractor has been paid 848 billion Tanzanian shillings and is still working on the project. Generally speaking, the bridge has so far incurred 73.68% of its overall cost. We anticipate that the remaining balance will be 716.33 billion Tanzanian shillings. The contractor has received 368.67 billion Tanzanian shillings to date. The project is expected to be completed by February 24th, 2024.
The government continues to improve the access to clean and safe water in the Mwanza region, and currently it is implementing various projects, including the construction of a Butimba water source in the Mwanza region, which will cost 69 billion shillings.
We cater for 1,428,000 citizens out of 2,121,000 citizens. These are those who live in rural areas. In general, as a region, we have 65 projects that, when completed, will serve 726,277 people, and it will cost approximately 155.9 billion Tanzanian shillings.
The Mwanza Regional Commissioner Amos Makala instructs concerned authorities to ensure availability of...
Visit my office. My doors are open all the time to cooperate, to advise. Our goal is to ensure that we provide good services to the citizen and bring them development.
Makale has also used the occasion to talk about the arrival of President Samia Suluhu Hassan in the region.
On the 12th, President Samia Suluhu Hassan will pay a visit here in Mwanza. She will arrive on the 12th, and on the 13th, she will attend the launch of Bulabo Festival in Bujora. And on the 14th, we will have the Honorable President visiting the development projects, the Kigongo Busisi project, the ship, and also the NSSF hotel project.
Trials of the standard gauge railway SGR between Dar es Salaam and Morogoro are expected to start early next month. Is a report by Henry Mabumo, read by Delua Mohammed.
6 new modern double-decker coaches have arrived in the country, ready to operate the Dar es Salaam to Morogoro section. Receiving the carriages and 2 locomotives, the Deputy Minister of Works and Transport, Atupele Mwakibete, says 1 more locomotive is being waited for the start to commence.
We are expecting that next month, July, we will start a 300-kilometer route from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro. The double-decker coaches we have received today are of 2 types. Second class, which can carry up to 123 passengers each, and a third class, which can carry up to 140 passengers each.
The Deputy Minister directs Tanzania Railway Corporation, TRC, to oversee the contractor to speed up the construction of railway section from the port of Dar es Salaam.
I would like to urge TRC to speed up their follow-ups in management of the contractors. We are eagerly waiting for the SGR connection to the port.
Acting Director General of TRC, Amina Morsad, explains about the remaining carriages, locomotives, and the funds provided by the government.
We are buying 30 carriages and 2 heads for the passenger trains. Out of 30, today we received 6 carriages, and we expect to receive 1 head by the end of July. Another 24 carriages, along with the remaining train head, are still under construction. The purchase of tools, Honorable Guest of Honor, in its entirety will cost 1.2 trillion shillings.
The chief government spokesperson, Gerson Msigwa, gives a word about what is going on in the social media platforms.
Watanzania tusimame na serikali yetu.
Tanzanians, let's stand with our government, which has decided to back up and ensure that we make this journey a reality. We have spoken for a long time and the people thought we were lying today. The courage are there. This courage will make a history.
40 passengers in the 3rd class, while in the 2nd class, 2 coaches have the capacity to carry.
Marilyn Numbo says the government, through the Higher Education for Economic Transformation project, has allocated 102 billion shillings to Mwalimu Julius Nyerere University of Agriculture and Technology in order to start the construction of its headquarters in Butiama in Mara Region. Professor Numbo adds that the government has given 2.6 billion shillings to the university to improve teaching and learning infrastructures, including the renovation of buildings and the construction of 2 new hostels. Is a report by Monica Liampawe, read by Rose Shire.
Speaking in the Morogoro region during an event to exchange lecturers between Sokoine University of Agriculture, SUA, and Mwalimu Julius Nyerere University of Agriculture and Technology, the program is one of the ways to honor the legacy of the father of the nation on agriculture. The government has allocated 102 billion to the MJ Nwart University through the Higher Education for Economic Transformation project known as HEAT in order to build the headquarters of this university in Butiama as one of the ways to honor the vision of Baba wa Taifa regarding the provision of education and skills, including agricultural education. The Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Home Affairs, Jumanne Sagene, who is also a member of Parliament for Butiama, says the move will revolutionize skills of Butiama residents.
For the citizens of Mara, Butiama and surrounding areas, there are places, as we have heard the statistics, the university will take about 6,000 students. So it is also an opportunity to invest in real estate so that our lecturers and academic staff can get places to live, but also students have the proper accommodation.
The SUA Vice Principal, Professor Raphael Chibunde, highlights the success, says the university will have the capacity to admit 6,200 students at a time.
We have nothing to lose, but we will have gained great benefits for the same contribution we have made and for starting a new university in our country.
It will take us 18 months to build, and when they start admitting the university, we will have capacity to accommodate 6,200 students. This is a very large field that will enable our universities to collaborate in various ways.
Its completion and is expected to become fully operational from August this year. Our reporter John Mattis visited the site and has prepared the following report, which is read to you by Lulua Mohammed.
The construction of the modern local bus stand at Mwenge in Kinondoni district is reported to have reached 90%, and what is being waited is the completion of the connecting roads to the stand. TBC eyewitnesses the construction, which continues at high pace. The implementation of this project brings new hopes to the residents of the area and its vicinity.
The presence of this big stand will increase the economy of the people, so the stand is a great connector of businessmen and women. It will be great help because people have created a good environment for transportation, and they will always get where they want to go.
The mayor of Kinondoni district, Songoro Mnyonge, says construction has reached 90%.
Until now, we have reached 90% of the construction. The entire car parking area has built. The remaining 10% are always to enter and exit the car because we have found another contractor build those ways.
He finally says officially the stand will be fully operational from August this year.
As soon as the stand is completed, it will begin to be used. And until now, I can say that we have received more than 2,000 businessmen requests, even though we have 126 spaces for business.
The Institute of Directors Tanzania IODT has concluded a 3-day leadership masterclass program which was held in Dar es Salaam, aiming to improve leadership and management skills for public and private managers, directors and chief executive officers who aspire to become distinct and successful leaders. Apasia Ringo has more.
Speaking during the training that involved various directors and managers, the retired ambassador Modest Mero urges directors of both private and public institutions to build their working capacity to international standards and be part of the 6th government term's plans to promote economic diplomacy.
So we have to empower leadership of this private sector so that they can take up the opportunities which are obtaining outside and within, because they have to form partnership with those companies which are coming here to invest. They have to know the culture, there are more, etc. So it should be an ongoing exercise. It should be a continuous exercise of making sure that private sector is trained on leadership of modern business undertaking and modern investments.
Various participants explained how the training will improve their productivity as leaders.
Sometimes we leaders, we assume when somebody doesn't want to work, or when someone doesn't deliver to the way we expect, we really assume that this guy is arrogant, or this is a lazy person, or he always comes to the office late. So during this course, we come to realize in leadership, you have to understand your team. If something happens which interferes their level of performance, as a strategic leader, you have to ask yourself, what went wrong? What are the causes? What are the roots which make this person not perform? So to me, I come to realize, the moment I get back, the moment I start working with my people, if I see them not deliver to the level we're expecting, the first thing before taking actions, because most of the leaders, they believe that this should be a disciplinary issue, I have to sit and listen and ask them, what happened?
You can drive your business, and your business will be able to produce a good result. So as a leaders, paying attention to the emotional, to the problem of your staff will be a number one thing that is very important. that if you not pay attention, they can just be there.
It's important for you to actually control what they say about you, what they think about you, by creating a brand that you personally own and you're responsible for.
The causes of conflict, because there are conflict in several ways. There are conflict between individuals, between departments and the organizational level, but sitting down with the staff one by one first, try to understand the way people think, concern of the staff, and then to understand the causes of the conflicts. That gives us a good premises of dealing with the conflicts. So it depends on what the conflict is all about. The way to deal with it is determined by the cause and the people that you are dealing with.
The Institute of Directors, Tanzania, is the champion of corporate governance in Tanzania and the leading authority in corporate training with more than 10 years of practice. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Apasia Ringo, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Apasia Ringo, for that report. Now, before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Now let's have a look at international news compiled by Ramadan Impenda and read to you by Esero Mafuru.
The Sudanese government declared on Thursday the UN envoy to the country, Volker Perthes, persona non grata, accusing him for several weeks of being responsible for the ongoing war. The government of the Republic of Sudan, through Sudanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the head of the Sudanese Army, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has called for the dismissal of senior diplomat, accusing him of being responsible for the war that broke out on April 15th this year between his troops and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, of General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo. Earlier, the United Nations announced that the German envoy was in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa for a series of diplomatic talks. The fighting broke out on the day that the two generals were due to meet for the negotiation aimed at integrating the RSF into the regular army, the UN had been demanding for weeks. The United Nations World Food Programme has said it is temporarily suspending food aid to Ethiopia because its supplies are being diverted, a day after the United States Agency for International Development said it was doing the same. WFP Executive Director Sid McCain said on Friday that food diversion is absolutely unacceptable and they welcome the government of Ethiopia's commitment to investigate and hold accountable those responsible. Some 20 million Ethiopians rely on food aid because of drought and conflict, out of fears that malnutrition could rise in Africa's second most populous country. In a joint statement with the USAID, the Ethiopian Foreign Ministry spoke of deeply concerning revelations and said it was investigating with the US so that the perpetrators of such diversion are held to account. And former US President Donald Trump has been charged over his handling of classified documents after he left the White House. Mr. Trump, 70 years of age, faces 7 charges, including unauthorized retention of classified files at his Florida estate, has brought renewed attention to one of the most notable cases in the United States Justice Department history. It is the second accusation of Mr. Trump, and if convicted, it can carry a prison sentence. Mr. Trump's attorney, Jimmy Tracy, said the accusation will not limit Mr. Trump's ability to run for the president again in 2024.
That was international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, Young Africa's captain Bakari Mwamnyeto says they're happy to have defended the Tanzania Premier League title for the season 2022-2023, and they plan to win the Azam Federation Cup final against Azam FC to be played at Mkokwani Stadium on Monday. Speaking at Sokoine Stadium in Mbeya during the trophy presentation, Captain Mwamnyeto says the journey to defend the title was tough, but they are thankful for the support of other players, technical bench and fans.
We ask fans to turn up in numbers in Tanga. We are very good mentally and physically. We are happy we lifted this trophy. We are looking forward to defend the Federation Cup.
Because the fun, when you talk, when you put this pressure, because you know you can do anything for the team. So what I can say is football. You know, you can't speak before. The more important, you have to be ready.
Young Africans lifted the Premier League trophy in style after crashing out Tanzania Prisons 2-0 in the last Premier League match played at Sokoine Stadium in Mbeya. In other sports news, the Vice President of Athletic Tanzania, A.T. William Kalahe, reveals that JKT Marathon race to celebrate 60 years of JKT establishment will help to boost the development of athletics in Tanzania. Kalahe tells TBC that JKT military has been the catalyst of the sports development in Tanzania.
Kwanza niwapongeze Jeshi la Kujenga Taifa. Ni taasisi ambayo imeanza miaka mingi sana.
First of all, I congratulate JKT as an institution which started a long time ago. Most of the young people have passed through JKT. And in sports, JKT produced fantastic athletes who did well internationally. Therefore, they have selected a
JKT Marathon race will take place in the capital city, Dodoma, in June 25th. That was sports news. And now, before we wind up, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Welcome to the next 24 hours of the forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. My name is Margaret Masawe. Wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 kilometers per hour over northern coast and Lake Victoria and 20 kilometers per hour over the southern coast, Lake Tanganyika and Lake Nyasa. The state of the sea is expected to be moderate. Rainfall signals are still seen in a few areas of the country, especially over northeastern highlands towards the northern coast. And tonight we expect a partly cloudy condition and light rain showers over northeastern highland, northern coast, including Morogoro. The rest parts of the country are expected to feature partly cloudy condition. Tomorrow we expect a partly cloudy condition and light rain showers over northeastern highland, northern coast, including Morogoro, Njombe, and Ruvuma. The rest parts of the country are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and longer sun periods. Now let us see the next 4 days of the forecast. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, we thank you for watching us.
And that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for our Swahili Bulletin at 11 p.m. I am Faida Ngaga. Good night.